is right off the bat. I know some of you are getting tired of the deck streams and that I'm not using, doing the den streams downstairs and getting the full computer going and all the stuff. I know, I understand. I apologize, but with my time right now, with everything I have going on in my life, then honestly, since my father lives 30 minutes plus from me, helping him and trying to make sure he's okay, I'm just thankful that I have this to be able to do rapidly, because time-wise, I'm just so strapped right now. But I do thank every one of you who does show up to these streams. I hope this did go through the Bluetooth. There's a lot going on. My neighbor's over doing some stuff. The dogs are running around, so apologize. But once again, I know these deck streams are not the exact ideal. I do want to use the computer downstairs, just time-wise right now. I am strapped, and this is something I can just do and go. So thank you all for bearing with me, and these are done pretty good. So hopefully, this was going to be a fun week. I'm not looking for excuses, but I have appointments for my father to take him to the next couple days. We'll see how it goes. And I got a night tonight that's going to go after this clear till 11:30 midnight at least. So we'll see. All right, Jay Watterson, welcome, buddy. If anybody do me a favor, please share the stream out. I'm going to try it right now. I'm going to see if I can share this. So excuse me here, right out. And it's not doing it. God dang it. It's all tied behind my back. So let me see if I can get much work. All right, so I don't know much work. All right, so I don't know if that just booted me or not. Sometimes it does, actually. Ooh, that blue sky. It is that nice out. It is like 80 degrees, almost no humidity. Oof. But we are going to talk about, like I said, going to try not to bury it. I only have so much time. But Jay Watterson, thanks for showing up, buddy. All right, we are going to talk about, I noticed that Repeal the 19th, I know that's way too close, has been trending lately at times. And I have to ask the question, is anybody surprised? I mean, really? This is giving you a little time to yell at me or think about it. What the flip is going on in the female community in America? What is going on with women? It's not just America, it's first world nations, but right now, I live in America, so I see it here in America. What the hell is going on with women in America? I mean, we are seeing insane stuff for women. And I'm not going to say men are perfect, and I'm not saying all women. So, F off, don't go after me saying, oh, women haters. Shut up. There are insane things coming out of women's mouths right now. Let's just start out with the WNBA. And this isn't, the WNBA is just one bit of a suicidal empathy of women. Women will not work in their best interests. And this is a problem. It's a problem not just recently, but throughout history. And when, hold on, there's times you're glad you're a small channel and stuff like this will fly mostly under the radar. Because, oh boy, when men controlled more of women's lives, men protected women from doing stupidity like this. Because they know that women will not stand up. Women are herd creatures. You don't see men going, hey, Bob, Joe, let's go to the potty together. Okay. No, women go to the potty together. Women need approval from each other. Women don't wear makeup, do their hair, and all this other BS for men. They do it for other women, to show off for the herd, to fit into the herd. It's the herd mentality. And they also are suicidally empathic. Empathy is a good thing, but it has to have control, limits. When you will empathy yourselves out of a sport that was set up just for you, you will empathy yourselves where you lose rights to people that aren't women. When you will empathy yourselves out of parts of society that were made just for you, That is where men used to stop women from doing that type of stupid shit. And yes, there are a lot of things that women stop men from doing that is in our stupid genetics. Once again, we are synergistic. We need each other. And the problem is, and I'm not some old school, women do this and men do this. But there are times that that's a true thing. Our genetics, our physicalities are geared differently. And we used to know that and amplify and help each other instead of now, we're not supposed to accept genetics. So right now, the repeal the 19th is trending because women are saying stupid shit. Women are saying insane stuff. We've got the WNBA where these idiots, I will say it, idiots who will, oh, I can't wait to play against a trans woman. You're a moron. Let me ask a quick question. And I know we talked about some of this before. We're going to move on to the Lindsay Clancy stuff because that's all part of the same thing. If we can get trans women in the WNBA, one, why do we need the biological women to play? We'll have a much better game with the trans women. It'll be a much more action-packed game. I'm sorry, like it or not, much more skilled. You'll have dunks. You'll have better free throws. You'll have a little more physical of a game going on. Why not? And then secondary, why do we need the WNBA at all? Since these are, like it or not, biological men, then don't we just have the NBA? Just asking. So, but these women will suicidally empathy themselves out of their own league. And that is insane. And it's across the board. Recently, some women are standing up, some states are standing up and saying that, no, this ain't going to happen. But too many women out there, oh, it's a big deal. You're an idiot. They will suicidally empathy themselves into going in and seeing weens in the girls' locker rooms. And seeing weens around their 5, 7, 8, 10-year-old daughters. That is nuts. It's funny because all you got to do is say you're trans, you can walk into these places. Yet if a guy walks in, holy crap. So there is a problem here. And this is just the first part. We're not going to spend a lot of time on the WNBA. We talked about it a lot. But it's just a lead up that's been going on in women's sports for years now. This suicidal empathy. And men used to control some of the bad impulses of women in this way. And women have always helped control men's stupid impulses where they're going, hey, Bob, I bet we can do this. The women go, no, you can't. Hey, Ilse Cruz Quiros? Boy, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I'm going to call you Cruz. How you doing, Cruz? But no, I was just a quick question to anybody there. What do you think is going on? And do you agree or disagree with me? Feel free to disagree. But I think there is some leg to stand on when you say that it may have been better in the 50s, 60s, 70s when men did stop women from this suicidal empathy of stuff. I mean, most of the people standing up for the DSA are middle-aged white women. Before, men would go, no, get the frig back home, go to work, go watch the kids, go do this. Bad as it may seem, it worked. So I don't know. I just see it as a bad thing. Now, I'm going to move right into it, guys. Lindsay Clancy. Then you see the insanity. Once again, it's not all women. But you know what? It's way, way too many fucking women. Way. Sorry if I'm being a little quieter. Normally there's people out doing stuff, so I'm trying not to be too bothersome. The Lindsay Clancy stuff, once again, it's not all women, but I'm sorry. Anything over 0 that are trying to shill for this woman, I feel you, Lindsay. Me too. Everything over 0 is too many. There are thousands of these people out there protesting for her, or standing up for her with signs, or holding their kids up. There are videos all over on all social media. And I'm going to say right now, Any woman on video holding up her baby going, "Me too, Lindsay." Every father, every child protective agency should look at that, and those children should be removed from those women instantly. Instantly. You can come at me on that, and especially you libertarians. "Oh my God, government." Screw you. I'm done. This is a level of insanity. I mean, how do you justify that? Your kids could see this, let alone the man, the father, which I'm betting most of them aren't with the daddy. I don't care what color, so don't come at me about race. I'll bet most of these women are divorced once, twice, 4 times. And if they're not, to every dad, if you see this, get those damn kids out of there. Show that to a judge. And the very fact these women are not just doing this off the cuff. They are setting up like a tripod like I got. They'll have ring lights, all this other shit, and sit there, put a soundtrack to it, and do this with their child. These kids, heck with the parents. Imagine if you're one of these kids, you grow up and 10 years from now, 5 years from now, you're hanging out with some friends, and one of your friends runs across this. How about one of your friends' moms runs across that your mom thought about, taking you out, or herself, or both. That is freaking nuts. Freaking nuts. Corvin, I'm not talking about that. In fact, if you want to go after something else, then go to another channel. I will talk about that maybe later, but right now I'm talking about something else. I'm totally talking about something else. I'm not going to squirrel, as some of the people know. I squirrel way too easy. But anything, any number over 0 shilling for Lindsay Clancy is too much. And I am not going to stay shy about that. That is insanity. Imagine you're a kid and you grow up and see that your mommy thought of taking you out. Holy shit. That your mommy was idolizing somebody who, this is going to be graphic. And YouTube, I'm only saying this not for aggrandizement, to describe the actual crime so we know what we're talking about. It's an actual thing. She wrapped stretchy exercise bands around their throats one by one. A slow, insane, painful death. Each child had to watch mommy do this and then walk away. There is no amount of medication or anything. What we are facing is a major mental health crisis in this country. And by the way, where don't you see this going? Where don't you see this happening? I mean, you only see this shit happening in first world nations where women have been coddled, are bored, are lost, have been told that having kids just holds them back and takes away their lives. They feel that their husbands have forced them into having children, to deny their very genetics anymore, to actually follow your genetics and what you're designed to do has now been told you it's a bad thing. Insane. Insane. You don't see this happening in, I know people get mad at me for saying this stuff like second world, third world. You don't see this happening in non-first world nations. Women have been having kids for millennia. Millennia. You can look back through time. You don't see women, chiseling in cuneiform or on hieroglyphics going, me too, wanting to off their children. Children have always been thought of as a gift, as a thing, as something to strive for men and women. And now suddenly, it's bad. It holds me back. It's only first world nations. You'll see Ubuntu and his wife in goddamn Zaire. I'm not sure that country exists anymore. Did they change the name? Zaire going, click, 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 Lindsay. You don't see it. These are narcissistic, bored, self-centered women who are told they're center of the universe and that their very genetics is a bad thing. Insanity. And a lot of them out there marching. I can't remember where the YouTube channel. There's a guy out there who did some looking into some of the people and found out a lot of these women's groups who are out there screaming and marching about this are a bunch of middle-aged women who have no kids. To me, that I'm going to say, sit down and shut the fuck up. How dare you? How freaking dare you? You are a bitter, dried up husk of a tea. What? Telling, once again, oh my God, it's so horrible forcing her into having kids and having to watch them. It's always nuts how these women will tell men what they have to do, what they have to bring, how they have to act. But God forbid a man speaks up and does the same effing thing, expects anything today. Anything. There's a video from the Whatever podcast, if I can get time tonight, I'm going to do a reaction to, and it says a lot. It says a lot about, mostly, it's more the immigration side, but it still goes along with how dare you tell women anything. Putting it down to a rare mental ailment made her not know what she was doing doesn't sit right with me. She went off of the way she get exercise bands and then strength. Yeah, 100% adventure Sog. And the thing is, Sog, that's not just, sorry guys, I'll catch up with the chat. I'll stop for a second and get off my soapbox for a second. Catch up with the chat, but yeah, 100%. And the funny thing is, we're finding out this woman, she may have had some problems, but she went out of her way to doctor shop. She was doctor shopping and knew how to do it. She is a maternity ward nurse. That is insane. She was around other people's kids. She's a maternity ward nurse. She knows the medical system. She could have got more. She had more access to help than probably 90% of the women in this country. Yet she chose to doctor shop and get more and more medication. We have a screwed up system with medications. We can talk about that anytime you want. But it's insane that this woman knew how to get help, avoided it, and went out and doctor shopped herself into psychosis, possibly. I'm not saying that's an excuse. She did this. She went out of her way to do this. She didn't even go in for the counseling. These women are screeching about counseling. She had options for counseling. She didn't follow up and do it. She wouldn't do it. Now, on the other hand, if we turn around and go, that's it, a woman shows this, we're going to force you into counseling. Oh, watch the women screech then. So once again, it is a Kobayashi Maru. How dare we try to tell them to do anything, but then how dare we not have done enough? Women, I want to ask the women, where is the line? Exactly what can society force you to do to stop a situation like this? She had all the access. Her husband went out of his way, did backflip upon backflip for her. Insane. Sometimes bad is just bad. We used to put people in padded rooms. We used to put people in homes and asylums for shit like this. And they would never have gotten to end these children's lives, or possibly irrevocably damage the husband's life. He's lost those kids. We need to really bring asylums back. And psychiatry, I'll say right now, psychiatry is a voodoo bullshit. How many psychiatrists or psychiatric people pop up every time somebody walks into a school and pops people, walks into a church and pops people? How shit like this, where we find out the psychiatric stuff was involved. It does nothing. It is voodoo bullshit. How many of them go, oopsie? It is as voodoo as science sometimes. Actually, I will trust my meteorologist more than I trust a psychiatrist. They let these people wander. And we've got this suicidal empathy of our society. Instead of putting people away, we have to understand them. We have to meet them halfway. We have to just empathize with them. No. When people are fucking dangerous, you get them away from us. Put them in places. The society should have to deal with insanity. And we are. All right. Sorry, guys. That tells me she knew what she was doing and it was premeditated. Well, she did. She timed it. She actually found out in her own admissions, her own defense is saying she timed out. She sent her husband out on errands that she knew would give her enough time to do this to the kids. She planned it. Don't tell me about your psychosis. She planned this shit. She had access to help, refused to take it, went around getting the help, and then planned this. Insanity. All right, Lee, 6 to 8 minutes to suffocate. Healthy human, 6 to 8 minutes. What she did was intentional and is completely disconnected from, and to completely disconnect her or from her actions requires premeditation. Yeah, she 100%. Joshua Atift. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. In the words of Eddie Murphy, meet a woman with no pants. Okay. Joshua, a woman doesn't have pants. She has no place to steal your money. Like I said, I'm not saying all women, but we've done something. We've cut. Why do you think you have some 5'2", got hairs going out of her nose and got a tusk, pork chop that smells from a distance going, I'm a 9, because we've let women believe unrealistic things. Why do you think you look at pictures from the 1950s, the 60s, the 70s even? You don't see a lot of fat-ass women walking around empty. Plus, they didn't walk around in their jammies and camisoles. Men were the same way. Men and women kept themselves up. Yeah, there were some fat people. But hell, a lot of people shamed them, and there weren't a lot of them for that. Now it's like, oh, we have to understand and empathize. No. Nope. We've done too much of that. Insert name here. How's it going? Insert name here, Brian. How's it going? Stop excusing that lady. She's pure evil. I'm not trying to excuse her. I'm saying she should be put away. Or actually, no, here. Let me help you, Joshua. She should have been put away before she offed her kids. Right now, she should spend the rest of her life in prison, if not join the kids. That's all I can say on that. I'm not excusing a damn thing she did. She should have been in the home, put away in a funny farm with all the stuff we're finding out about this trial. She should have been put away before. She should have 100%. There were sign upon sign upon sign. And yes, I'm sorry, guys. Some of the blame does go on the husband. Because if this shit had happened in the 50s or 60s or 40s or something, somebody, even the husband would have said that, you ain't going near my kids acting like that. You are a nutto. And they should have been put away. She probably wouldn't have got the chance to off the children. Besides, women didn't behave like this back then. Take it as good or bad. And any women in your... Trust me, I'm not saying all are like that. My wife is disgusted with this. My wife is asking why she was not in a home before this. She's been introduced to the old Sparky. You know, I've said what I can say, Joshua. But I will not make any excuses. She should have been in the home before it ever got to this. But we can't do that now. We have to medicate. We have to understand. We have to empathize. Just like the fat acceptance stuff. Notice how that disappeared when there was GLP-1s? Yeah. Thank you, Lee. How you doing today, Lee? Nice to see you here, buddy. By the way, guys, do me a favor if you haven't. I am trying to get better at this. Please hit thumbs up for the stream. And if I can make you laugh, make you cry, make you sad, make you mad, make you cuss at me and go, what the hell is wrong with this retard? Then please subscribe or share the stream out or stop back another time. And if I can make you dislike me anymore, please subscribe then. Nothing more fun than a loud motorcycle and a good hate. All right, Joshua, did women support that Susan Smith back in the 90s? No, they didn't, did they? Joshua, help me. It's been a long time. And it's Monday, so this squirrel has only got two feet on the wheel in the head. I don't think they did, if I remember right. And here's a question, Joshua. And this is not, I'm just answering, trying to talk to you. Imagine if men did this. I've been saying this since this happened. Imagine if a man who was a maternity nurse or a maternity doctor or something went and wrapped bands, was showing signs of mental illness for a good while, went and wrapped exercise bands around the throats of his kids. Do you think men would be outstanding en masse today? I support Bob. Oh, me too, Bob. No. Men would be all over this. Men would be just like you already are, Joshua, going, Sparky, Sparky. And by the way, guess what? Guess who else would be? Women. See, women don't even apply stuff equally. And this goes to a bigger problem. Here's a problem. Women want equal rights. Why don't they want to be held equal for the crimes? I've seen a lot of channels talking about some of this stuff with Repeal the 19th, but where is the equality, the true equality? If you want equal rights, then you have to face equal consequences. That's all there is to it. If you would hate on a man for this, and don't give me, but the hormones. Men have hormones. Men have problems. We have rise and fall, ebb and tide too. There are times where I'm a crab ass. My wife knows it, you know. She's told me before, hey, do I have to get you some My Doll? Men have those. But where is the equal punishments? Why don't women ever want to hold themselves responsible the way they would hold you responsible, or the way men would hold us responsible? It's always this. Once again, it goes back to the coddling of women, just like the coddling of a certain race in America. We have built this. You coddle, you let somebody get away with, you tell when some pork chop, ugly, skanky, smelly thing goes, I'm annoying, and men go, yeah, okay, and don't push back on that. Go, no, you're really not. You're kind of about a 0.9. We have built this. Unfortunately, men are partially responsible. But no, but once again, I'll ask one more time, and I'll look for the chat later. Exactly why should women have equal rights if they can't even accept responsibility for the shit they do in this society? We want equal pay, but we also want time off. We want to not go to work if we have our period. Oh, our period means we can kill somebody. Oh, I'm upset, my hormones. Dude, no. I'm just asking, when do, I don't know, how do you be equal if you can't even act equal, or you want equal punishment? Joshua, psychiatry is a way to blame someone else for your actions. I agree. And this is something where, God knows, Jay Watterson is about to bang his head on the table. Sorry, Jay Watterson. He's not the only person, but I hear him say it a lot. Tim Pool. God, sorry, Jay Watterson. Can you hear it, guys? He's just banging his head on the table right now. Tim Pool has been saying for a long time that men don't need therapy. It's women that want to talk this shit out, and it really doesn't help them. Rarely do, as I said, psychiatrists help. They will do better talking to each other. Going over to Jenny's house and have a chit-chat and a little mimosa. That helps more than some jackass psychiatrist is going to make excuses for everything. Their buddy Jenny might go, ooh, Sharon, suck it up a little. Maybe. I don't know. Depends on the friend. Depends on how good the mimosa is. But men, what do men need to do? Men need to go out and lift some weight. Run, exercise, build something, fix something. Stuff like that. So it's a... Sorry, I'm watching my neighbor chase his cat and try to get his cat in the house. So, yeah, men don't... Therapy doesn't really help men. Just sit down and chit-chat. Even with our friends. I mean, sometimes with our buddies, you sit down, a couple beers, a couple Mountain Dews. Yeah, it helps a little. But what helps men? Let's go do something. Let's build something, fix something, make something. You know, hang out with the kids, fix the truck, do something. So yeah, psychiatry is mostly, I'll say it, it's 95% useless for men. There's a 5% maybe it helps. Women, half-truths, don't rule out MK Ultra. I don't, half-truths, welcome by the way. I don't want to give this lady an out for saying MK Ultra. And I don't think MK Ultra affected too many average citizens as much. There were some people, MK Ultra was real. People, someone acts conspiracy theory. You know, it was real. It was 110% real. It's just certain, they didn't get everybody. And this chick, there's no way she's MK Ultra. So I don't want to give her that. I don't want to give her that way out. I'm tired of the insanity defense. She worked hard to do this. Insanity is like, this guy is perfectly normal, or this chick is perfectly normal, then suddenly just threw on a Bugs Bunny costume and walked around beating people to death with a purple rubber horse wang. That's insanity. Out of the blue, just snapped and did this. This chick had all the signs. She premeditated this. She went out and doctor shopped. She had all the education and ways not to do this. Doctor shopped. Planned how to have him out of the way in time. So, I don't want her to have the out. Joshua, they were walking around in their bonnet and flip-flops. Weren't walking around their bonnet and flip-flops. Yeah. All right, I was referring to women excusing her in society. Oh, sorry, yeah. Okay, Joshua, thank you. No, I wasn't going after you. I was just trying to comment. But no, I agree. And it's just... God dang it, dude. I can't get away from this. This is a point where men need to step up and tell women, fuck off. Done. We're done with this. Men need to somehow save women from themselves or protect them from themselves. Remember, the women that are out there bitching right now, a lot of women, even the pretty sane ones, were silent. If not helping it, were silent about this trans in the bathrooms, trans in sports for a long time. Where men were the original ones going, this is stupid, and women were calling his names. That's where the men should have stood up and said, fuck off, sit down, be quiet, we're not doing this. Yeah, Lee's right. Thank you, Lee, for explaining it. Everybody knows I get behind, because whether you agree or disagree with me, even your hate comments, I try to read them. And if they're not against TOS, sometimes I respond to them. So thank you, Lee. Yes, explain it to anybody. You show up here, yeah, I do get behind. Giving me a moment, I'll catch up. I probably won't. They did it first until they found out she was lying. You mean the women supported her or didn't support her? She drowned her two children and said, oh, okay, yes. Yes, Joshua, okay, yep, you're right. But the thing is, look how far women have gone just since then. Because as you say, I remember now, but as you say, they supported her at first until they found out she was lying. Now, they don't care. We do have a degradation going on in, well, a lot of our society in general. But come on, there's a reason. There's two reasons that a lot of the dating and marriage rates are down in America. And we can forget the economics and the bullshit about, you can't just put money in the bank now and it grows over time. That's our government that screwed us and big business. So we can go over by that another time. But one of the biggest two reasons in culture are women, because of the women. One is because women are absolutely nucking futs. Doing this. If you're a man watching some chick hold up a baby, or even a single lady going, yes, Lindsay, yeah. Are you nuts? Why would you ever stick your ween in crazy? You're looking at that going, if I have a kid with that, I have to watch her every second, or she could end my children's lives. Fuck that. Let alone women are doing 75 to 80% of all divorces just because they're not getting their needs met. Insane. Why? Why date that? And then the other way the marriage and dating rates are low, because women are taught men are horrible. And just concentrate on yourself. And then they end up in their 30s and 40s and even 50s alone with their cats. Hey, I got cats. So, but alone with their cats. And they're bitter and empty. They have nothing. That's why so many middle-aged women are out there doing psychotic crap. Because they have nothing. They feel empty, unhappy. They don't know what to do to fill it. Because they've been told to ignore their genetics, and they went with it. And now their genetics, their clock is done, and that alarm has gone off, folks. And they're screwed, and they don't know what to do. All right, let's see here. I want to hear a man support the father that killed his 4 children. 100%, Lee. And that's, you don't. I have never seen. Sure, I'm sure there's some jackasses out there that have said something like, well, this woman did this, so we should support a man for doing it. No. But en masse, before social media, since social media, have we ever seen hundreds of thousands or possibly millions of men go out and support some dude who oft his children? No. There is no excuse. We do not excuse it. And that is a difference in the genders. Because men are used to being held accountable for stuff. Women are not. And the funny thing is, women used to be. You don't think the housewife, the mother from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even the 80s, wasn't held accountable for doing stupid shit? Yeah, they were. Unfortunately, it was held accountable by the men. I know some people get, this is so sexist. Sometimes sexism is a good thing. Yep. And I'll say that about how women keep men from doing stupid shit. There's a reason married men live longer than single ones at times. Because women will go, no. The umbrella will not stop you jumping off that 2-story building. Just no, that's not. No, wait a second. Your buddy Bob just learned how to pack parachutes, you're going to let him pack your parachute and go skydiving? I don't think so, dear. You know? Plus, men, when they have kids, they want to hang around. Middle-aged white liberal women would be chanting for the death penalty if it were the man. 100%. Oh, 100%. And the thing is, we'd have solidarity. If a man did this, men would be going, dude, fire up Sparky. Or, hey, let's play that game where you draw a little dude and, you know, rope and gallows thing. That's easy. Let's do that. And women would be right there. Yeah, get that man. We have a problem. Imagine trying to date in this day and age. I've said it before. I am lucky I met my wife when I did. Because it wasn't very long after that the world went nuts. I couldn't imagine dating now. I got friends of all ages. Don't let this fool you. I'm not as old as you think I am. Women have done this. Each of these is something my wife has done. She's going to kill me. See? She's going to stop me from doing something stupid. I hated therapists when I was a child. Yeah. I've never seen a lot of it do tons of good. Sure, maybe some. Joshua, I'm not going to put that in there just in case, because YouTube might get cranky about that one, so I can see why it got held back. But yeah, I agree with your comment. Guys do. All right, I'm going through hormonal changes, but I don't want to end anyone. I just want a red sports car and 21-year-old blonde. It's a good goal, man. It's a good goal. All right, half-truth. Women's equal rights was CIA. To put women to work and the father. It's not just CIA. It's deep state. It's big business in bed with government. Half-truth. That's a good comment though. Kids basically CIA put women work and the father. Kids basically ruined for life. Yeah. Oh, dude. Bug. Yeah, 100%. America of evil country, in my opinion. Well, it's not just half-truth. It's not just America. It happened almost everywhere in the Western world. Excuse me, all at once. It was in the UK, France, you name the country, it was there. I think my brother-in-law is dropping his truck off for me to work on. So you're going to hear some barking and I'll have to wave at him or something, but I told him I was going to be doing this. But it wasn't just CIA here. This was first world nations. This was governments. Governments they got, wait a minute. If we put the women to work, we get more tax dollars? We can tax the women? Dude, they doubled their tax base. Because you look back, it was almost every first world nation all at once. And they did it for tax. Look at it now. They love those 50% more taxpayers. Instead of just a number, instead of 5 million households, they now have 10 million people paying taxes. You doubled it. And where have they done with the money? Big business. If we get the women out there, so I'm going to tell my dog to quiet in a second. If you get the women back out there, hey look, we got another tax base. More taxes we can do. So yeah, that's a thing. All right. So it's not just America. It's the first world. And we can also talk about Gemma, it's enough. We can also talk about, business loving it, but also, I got sidetracked. Uh-oh, Biden moment number 1. I'll catch up here in a second on it, but now it's not just them. I'm good without the sirens, yeah. And that's the other thing. We have to bow to everything the women want. Well, not everybody. Some guys are married to sane women. There's still a synergistic thing in the household. But too many aren't, and that's a problem. To the chopper, Ani. Oh, dude. Funny thing is, last night, quick aside, sorry, squirrel. Last night, the movie channel had, they had on some Arnie movies in a row. They got them backwards, though. They had Total Recall first, and then Running Man. Even though I like Total Recall a little better. All right. Evil being deemed as good these days in America by some people, yeah. Well, because you're not supposed to judge. How dare you judge anybody? If you judge, you're bad. All right. KLN V5M. Hey, I'm a woman. I'm glad you're talking because I'm single. I'm glad to stay single. Good. Good. If you come in with that attitude, then now are you coming in with the attitude of, I don't know. Actually, I don't know, because explain before I try to get squirrely with you, because your comment sounds like you're one of the problem. I hope not, but I don't know, so I'm not going to say much, excuse me, against, oops, good grief. I'm not going to say anything squirrely until I clarify that. But it sounds, your comment sounds like you are one of the problems, so you want to stay single, thank you. If this is what it looks like, thank you, please stay, please do, please. We don't have another Lindsay Clancy moment. But if I'm wrong, I'm more than willing to accept that. If you comment farther down, I'll get to it in an hour. America is suffering through all sins of the Bible like Sodom and Gomorrah now. The thing is, once again, Joshua, be careful. It's not just America. Look what's going on in all these countries. Look at the UK. The UK is in deep, deep trouble. The UK is where we would have been if we had 8 years of Biden and 8 years of Kamala. That's all it would take, another 12 years of Democrat leftism insanity, and we'd be where the UK is. They would have caught us up. The UK is about 30 to 40 years ahead of America down this wrong path. And the way Biden's handlers were pushing it, if they'd had 12 more years to do this, we'd have been screwed. You're not going to fix it at that point. At that point, you're done. We would be where the UK, we'd be caught up. So be careful. It's not just the UK. Go look at Germany. Germany was on 60 Minutes bragging about how they are arresting people also for free speech. Oh my God, you made a joke. You said something online we don't like. It's not just them. France has had problems. A lot of Europe has had problems. A lot of Western nations. This is a thing where you could almost say it's them trying to bring the Western nations down. Not work hard and bring other nations up to our level, but bring us down. It's kind of a control thing. It's easier to bring us down than bring them up. So it's not just America. Kaylin, I didn't say you couldn't be proud to be a woman. In fact, my wife is a very proud woman. I have friends whose wives are very proud women, and they think this Lindsay Clancy stuff is effing insane. In fact, some of my friends' wives want to see her meet Mr. Sparky. There is no excuse, these women are saying. The problem is we have too many women out there backing this. I've got a cat and I'm alone, but I enjoy my life, have peace of mind. If you like it, you go for it. I'm going to say there's probably a 75% chance you think you're happy and you're not, or you're full of crap. Because most women like that in their older age. Some are happy. I actually have one in my family that is like that, and she seems actually happy. If you are one, cool. Problem is there are TikToks, Instagrams, Facebook posts, X posts, Blue Sky posts, you name the postings and videos everywhere of women losing their shit because they went down the I'm a girl boss path, and now they're older, nobody wants them, they're alone, they have no kids, they will never have kids, they will never have a man in their life, and they're screwed and they are losing their shit. So if you like it, go for it. All right. But I'm going to say there's a good chance you're not as happy as you want to say you are. But that's the problem too. Most won't admit it. For every, 1,000 of those videos out there where they are going, oh my God, I should have done this. There's another 2,000 who won't admit it. It's like when you tell a woman, calm down, they lose their shit. All right, Joshua, how many leftists or Democrats have praised that murderer Luigi? Yeah. Cats are loyal. Actually, yes, Jax is. Jax is loyal. I can trust my cat. I can't trust the human race. Ugh. Okay, sorry, KLN. Yep, you just proved you are part of the problem. That's how we got where we are. I have 3 dogs and 2 cats. And I love my animals, but if you want to just opt out of the human race, okay. Jody girl. Joshua, Sodom and Gomorrah can't hold a candle to the wickedness in this world is doing. Jody, you know what? Some ways you're right. In some of your ways you're right, but then you have to look at how we got there. And honestly, you got to look at who got us there. I'm not blaming women, really. I'm blaming the left. Leftism is a scourge everywhere in the Western societies right now. And unfortunately, a lot of it is middle-aged white women who are out there backing stuff like Lindsay Clancy and how they. I would rather be with a bear in the forest than a man. So how we got there? Cats are loyal. Hey, Lee, you've met Jax. Jax is loyal. Jax won't hit F11 every time Jay Watterson tells him to. Jax goes, no. I love cats. They're big assholes in the wind-up merchants. Yeah, they are. Lee is agreeing with Jody. Okay, yes, right. Yes, talk amongst each other. Kaylin, thing that's the problem with these days is those feminists. Boy, let's see if you keep. I'm not even read the rest of your comment, but first sentence, I'm with you. They destroy the truth about the genders. I'm not a feminist. Then I take back a lot of what I said. I have no problem. So anybody feels free to throw a flip-flop in the chat. But I said I wasn't sure. You clarified just like I asked. Good job. Then I can agree with that. If you are truly happy with your cats, your life the way it is, and the fact that there's a difference between feminism and oh fuck feminism. We are in oh fuck feminism land. That is bad. But yeah, there's a difference. So KLN, hey, yeah. I'm in my 50s, don't have much gray hair. That's because I'm single and I'm content. Uh-oh, I can't say anything. Oh, sure. You got me. I'm not as old as I look with this gray. I got friends that tell me I should gray this, just for men or something is what one of my friends keeps saying. Just thin it down a little, man. You look older than you are. And a couple others go, yeah, it's the wife. So Kaylin, you got me on that one. But yeah, I'm in the gym all the time. I don't look it. Only thing that looks like it's growing is my nose in the gym. 48, I'm call it going chrome. Dude, I've never heard that. Nice. Joshua, that's what I call them too. Yep, feminazis. And I'll say that here. That one I think even my tiny channel can get away with these days. Support the LGBT. Yeah, the LGBTQ crap, and it's insane. It's insane. We did all this stuff to give women so many things in our society, so much power, so much help, protect them, put things in place just for them, and then they like, oh, I have no problem competing against a biological man. That brings me back to a little bit to the WNBA. Did you see what's her name, Cloud? Went absolutely nuts on Ennis. Dude, when he stood up, go look at the video. When Ennis Cantor there, when she went nuts on him, did you see the size of him compared to her? And she was even closer to the camera. He stands up with his arms out. I was like, holy fuck, dude. And she got to be ballsy. Why? Because she knows how dare the brave and stunning trans man touch her. Because she'll scream, but I'm a woman. Suddenly they discover what a woman is again. Isn't that weird? Weird. It's weird how they don't know what a woman is, don't want to describe it until some time they feel like it's good for them to describe it. She also knows that her team was going to get between her. She got to be ballsy. Now, if this was equal, we would have stood back and let the brave and stunning trans woman and her duke it out. That would take about, what, 0.4 of a second. Maybe that's what we need to happen more often. I got to be for violence, but, sanctioned events, YouTube. Put somebody in a ring. Really televised. Not the stuff you see in videos where some chick gets in a ring and learns her lesson. No, something televised on Netflix, Prime, NBC, something like that. Really put it out there. Let's have a 3-hour event. Let's see. I mean, multiple fights. Hey, come on, Dana White. Where are you, UFC? People would watch that shit. Let's have UFC fight night. Man versus women. We'll even let the women step up to the next class above and wait. I'm gonna bet almost none would win. I had gray hairs when I was 14. I wasn't that bad, Joshua, but I've had these since I was about 30. Okay, they have propagated, which I do blame. I tell my wife, I'm like, this is you. I like that feminazis. That's funny. They are. Yeah, they are. And you're being honest about it. But the problem is, Kaylin, there for everyone like you these days that is happy where you are in life, but is not a feminist loon, you're outnumbered by 5 or 10 who are. For everyone like you that is going, well, that's stupid, this Lindsay Clancy stuff, there's way too many. And these women out there where you'll sit by and quietly go about your life, enjoy, come home, work out, pet your cat, do your stuff, go out and hike. There's these ladies who will pull out a Ring camera, a tripod, and do a video and put music to it and everything else. What the fuck? That is scary. They got problems with their hormones, too much testosterone in the female gender. Possibly, or just not enough estrogen, or just not enough, not enough Sean Connery. Some of you may know what I'm saying there. Sean Connery said it to, what's her name, Barbara Walters. Go look that up. Look what Sean Connery said to Barbara Walters about women if you've never seen that. Maybe go watch an old school James Bond movie too. Or just some old school movies. Hell, watch an old school Star Trek episode. You'll get the idea. Sometimes you just gotta slap them. Ooh. I'm sitting at about 60% chrome beard shave dome. Yeah, mine's really low. I shaved mine. People go, you wear hats because you're bald. I actually wear hats ever since I was young. But I do have very, very thinning hair. I'm not trying to hide it. Like I said, if I took my hat off and looked straight up in the air, I look like a jart. For you 70s, 80s kids, you're gonna go, gotcha. But I don't wear them because of that. I always wear hats. I've even come to bed wearing a hat once. My wife's like, take that off. I'm like, oh, crap. Squirrely Dan, 100%. Squirrely Dan was on Letters to Kenny show on Hulu. I don't know that one. Give him a moment to catch up. Yeah, I got there, Lee. See, thankfully Lee is here to referee for me today because anybody coming in fresh. Ooh, D-Day Cobra Cast is on. Sorry. I know it's so strange somebody mentions somebody else's channel when they're streaming. Obviously, I don't care. I'm here. I like running. I like Running Man. Oh, Running Man. Oh, Buzzsaw, and Dynamo. Buzzsaw and Dynamo. Good movies. Last night was the first night my wife has watched Running Man all the way through, and now she's like, "That's a good movie." She didn't get to see Total Recall all the way through yet. To the chopper. Now, do I point out my own problems first? That's why I'm hard. Oh yeah, yeah. When I met my wife, we were dating. She was always worried about honesty. I'm like, don't ask me a question. It doesn't matter whether it's good for me or bad for me. I go, don't ever ask me if you look wrong in an outfit, because I'm going to tell you. I just have zero. I have a hat that my wife actually got me, says I have no filter. I have a problem where I've been told in the past I'm too honest. I know that sounds stupid, but I'm too honest, and I will tell people good or bad. I mean, I'll disagree with someone when I chat, and sometimes we've gotten cranky with each other, but I don't have the time to lie to people or sugarcoat. I just don't get it. I never got it. I've always said I'm too lazy to lie because, you got to keep track of that liar. This exaggeration. Seems like work. First thing you teach you in AA is you have to admit you have a problem. Wow, Joshua, that's... Hopefully you've been staying with it, man. Danny, UK and Germany are all Euro trash? Not all, but too many. Too many have been cowed and let stuff happen. Tyrone Harden, Democrats suck. I would say the majority do. There are a few that don't. A few of the traditional Democrats. Democrats that used to actually sit down with Republicans and hash out a deal that didn't make everybody happy, but didn't make everybody sad and mad, though, either. But yeah, on average, I'd say if I had to go between the Republicans, which are lazy, scared to use power, can't stand on these supposed principles they have, and do nothings compared to the Democrats, which right now are effing ODFS, out there effing somewhere, losing their mind, saying stupid stuff, now losing out to the DSA. Yeah, I'm more of a centrist with a right leaning, but I'd go right any day of the week compared to that. Welcome, by the way, Tyrone, appreciate it. Kaylin, I have a great idea. Why don't we put those feminists into war? Kaylin, I'm going to say something, and we've talked about this in my streams before. If women want equal rights, then they should have equal downs. I want to see them have to sign up for the selective service and fight on the front lines. I do not want men and women mixed in platoons. Why? Because men are genetically engineered mentally to protect women. Men will put themselves at risk. Look at police videos. Male police officers will put themselves at a higher risk to protect a female officer who can't handle the damn job. Sorry. Street officer females cannot handle the job or do it properly without shooting somebody or getting hurt or putting the guy cop have to do it. You do not mix the military platoons. That is insane. But if you can, and I think they should have to pass the same tests. If you can't pass the same test to be a cop, and there was a guy on my stream, what we talked last week, when he thought it was and I was really tired, so I didn't get this right. He said that around 30% of all police academies, women have to pass the same test as the men. That's not a win. That means in 70% they don't. It should be 100%. And I dispute that 30%. I have not met a single police officer anywhere that will say the women have to pass the same. And in our military, police, military, anything protecting people, you should have to pass the same or you don't get to be it. That's all there is to it. There are some women that can do it, guys. But when you're, and I'll say this thing about men, when you're about 120 pounds dipped in water, nah. I like my cops big and going, holy shit, he blocks out the sun. My brother-in-law can be a cop. He's huge. I married the runt of the litter in that family. Here in the UK, around 30 arrests per day for people saying naughty words on social media. Yeah, there's a channel I watch called Heel versus Babyface, and he's been afraid before. He said some stuff. He's like, God, I'm just waiting for them to come after me. Adam. Taco, the bells for the burger has been crowned king by the... What? Chester. And his Royal Guard, Noble 5. Whoa. My chat just jumped, guys. I was reading that. I don't know what that was. Danny. I see Danny. Gear Jammer. Okay, our Ford's better than Chevys. Don't lie. No. The GM LS drivetrain is one of the best ever made. The old Chevy 350 still tops. But are there some Fords better these days? There are a few. It should be men versus the whatever they are. All right, the chat just skipped, guys. I lost a lot. I apologize, but Lee will tell you once again that I get so far behind where if it just forces me, it just shoots up, and it's now done that. I challenged him on that BS also, says Joshua. That's where I'm at, guys. I shake my head. These feminist crazy people, A to Z, this whole world's gone crazy. It has. All right, Danny, you said don't lie. I said the truth. Both Ford and Chevy suck. Just corpo commodities that don't even employ enough Americans to cost them clunkers. I'm not going to disagree. I drive a 2007 Chevy Avalanche, dude. I haven't bought a new vehicle. My wife's vehicle's newer than my truck, but it's not one of the newest vehicles. The newest vehicles are kind of junky. They are. They're not lasting for the money. Paying $70,000, $100,000 for a vehicle? Are you kidding? I didn't pay that much for my house. Yeah, I don't live in a big house, but I didn't pay that much for my house when I bought it. Shares are better than Ford means effing old rebuilt Dodge. Means flip over redirections, found on road daily, fix or repair daily, failed on race day. A lot of them. You don't want to go into what Pontiac means. Poor old Ninja thinks it's a Cadillac. Yep. GMC, got a mechanic coming. Great mountain climber. Grandma's car. I can go into it. All right, Kaylin, Total Recall. You must watch the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes. That is the one and the only. Now, if you can turn your brain off, you can watch the newer Total Recall as a decent action movie, but it's not Total Recall. All right, we're back to you. What's up, my Scottish cracker? Any manufacturer uses a wet belt on any engine, I question their engineering principles. Preach, brother, preach. Or how about as soon as they put water pumps on the timing belt? Yeah, so water pump goes bad, takes out your timing belt and blows your end, and the valves collide on some of those engines. Good plan, engineers. Thank you, Lee. Open dialogue, welcome, 100%. You don't have to be a right-leaning, center, or left. Feel free to, as long as you don't violate TOS. And do me a favor, you can attack me and my ideas, but not the people in the chat. I do have a problem with that. Arnett, please hit thumbs up and subscribe. If you're first time here, welcome. I know I'm a little demure right now, but you know, I liked my Volkswagen Jetta. It was pretty reliable. Yeah, but man, working on Volks Audis, they can be a pain. Oh, thanks, Kaylin. I don't know how else to be. I've annoyed people for that. I've gotten in a few actual physical fights, for being honest. Some guy one time years ago I went to high school with, ran into him, me and a friend were out, and he's like, "You don't like me, do you?" I'm like, "No." No. That didn't turn out good. Nothing like holding him being, why do you have to ask me that like 15 years after we got out of high school? Gosh dang. There we go. I paid $14,000 for that car cash. I bought my Avalanche off Marketplace about 4 years ago. Best truck I've ever owned. Too bad it's rusting. Damn it. Love the truck. I'm going to say the Chevy Avalanche. There we go. Okay. Quick squirrel. I'm going to say the Chevy Avalanche is one of the best trucks ever made. Ever. It is super versatile. It's heavy duty. Rides great. Locked rear end. True four-wheel drive. It's got a full 8-foot box in which you can leave the box covered. You can pull just the rear window out and drive down the road with the windows down, rear window out. Oh, it's great. It's just a versatile truck. Plenty of room in the back if you have family. You know, love the truck. Paid $49 for my Jeep. Oof. See, that's pushing it for me. I don't think a lot, and I think that's about the max a new car should cost. That's pushing it. You shouldn't be able to buy a house, a decent-ish house, for what a car costs. That is woof, woof. And I know a lot of people wouldn't consider my house decent. It's semi-small, but we've finished both levels. GMC, oh, Joshua. I didn't know that one. Nice one. 60,000 miles, my Focus. Oh, the Ford Fungus Among Us. We love Ford Focuses. They're always good for front end parts. Brand new in 1986 New York. Holy crap, that's pretty expensive. $9K for the chops chopper. Alright, I think that's good. They should have to pass that test. So they're able to handle brutal physical situation. 100%. 100%. It's just, why are we throwing anybody into a situation that they can't handle as good as somebody else doing the same job, such with our lives? Where somebody's out to serve and protect us. If we have I'm gonna say it right now. Yes, there are some guys smaller than me. I don't think I should be a police officer, let alone some dude that was smaller than me. But if you got a woman that weighs 100, 110 pounds dipped in water, you know that saying, guys, that gets to a call where there's some guy that's 250 pounds, belligerent, been in trouble with the cops multiple times, and he is not going back. Or he's jacked up on some substance. Or he's one of those people that is all over that tasers don't work on. What is she going to do? The stats show that female police officers have to use the firearm more often and shoot people because they have no way to hold off. There's also video upon video upon video upon video upon video upon video on YouTube of the female officers having to be saved by other officers, the male officers, and or bystanding males, or they have to just stand there, let somebody do something horrendous because they have to wait for a guy. That should not be a police officer. All right. I love you guys for staying on with the chat and the duck cars. Y'all bragging up your baby trucks. Hey, my Avalanche ain't baby. Avalanche is a full-size truck. Actually, it's bigger than you think it is. Always wanted a Pontiac Firebird. Thanks to Smoking the Band. I have one. I've had 3 Trans Ams. I had an 83 Trans Am with the old Crossfire fuel injected, an 85 Trans Am. They had the NASCAR pace car setup. Then I had a 96 Camaro Z28 M6, and now I've got a 2000 Trans Am Ram Air 6-speed. I do love, and it's black. She's at the body shop right now as I gotta get some work done on the rear bumper. But some of the people in the chat here have seen it. I've done my streams in my garage before. I will say, my Trans Am, the bodywork guy, doing some work. Some of the parts are hard to find now. Can't find parts, so anything goes wrong, it becomes fabrication job, yeah? Yep. Sounds about right. Other than half the wet belt issue. Man. Now, let's not even talk about today's cars. They have all the turbos on them. We got to get ring tons of horsepower of a tiny little motor. I will put a good 351 Cleveland or Chevy 350 or LS1, LS3 up against the newer multi-cam, valve timed GDI little 6 cylinders with turbos or 4 cylinders with turbos any day. The little turbos may last short term better. They will not be running as good at 100,000, 200,000 miles. And they won't be epic. In our day we had Trans Am, now they have Trans. Ooh. Hey, I've always said, I miss when that word meant transmission. It just means a car part. Okay. Crank pulls, freaking key press, yep. Drag races changed with Joshua. Yep. Yeah, drag races used to mean around my area, go to Cordova Dragway. Sunday, 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 Cordova Dragway. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. Yep. That's when drag races were different. Back in the day, we had Wonder Woman. Say, well, wonder what a woman is. I've heard that one too lately. Yep, that's been going around, Lee. 100%. But no, those are the two things I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit. But at the, I just a little re-squirrel. It's no wonder we're seeing Repeal the 19th trending on places now. I will admit, it's not just women that vote. I think we need to, Asmongold said that, I believe he said the lower 2% holds the other 98% hostage. I think he's wrong on the numbers. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. I think it's the lower 15 to 20% of our population that is holding everybody else hostage. Maybe 25%. Because they'll vote themselves more freebies. How is anybody that's a net tax user allowed to vote themselves more freebies? I don't understand it. Reason like your honesty is I'm not guessing what you think about me. Yeah. Well, no, but I was honest, Kaylin. I said if you clarified, I was like, I didn't know if I could really go after you yet because I couldn't know where you're going. But no, I appreciate that. Yeah, you'll know where you stand with me because, like I said, some of my longtime viewers, we've gone at it. But that's the whole point. You don't have to agree with me to be here. All right. Funny looking. Go for it. Anyone welcome to any home I pull up. What the hell? You have a baby truck. Oh, well, no, Danny. I have a good full-size truck. You have a semi, a tractor trailer. They are different creatures. No, you talk about us as the four-wheelers. I have a large four-wheeler. You guys are the what? Well, it's got trailer, you got the 18-wheelers. Well, you're the 12-wheelers? Isn't that what it's called? My dad used to work at Roadway Express Trucking. And I remember the guys, I think they said that you called us, the four-wheelers. The four-wheelers on the road are the dangerous ones. He's right. Kenworth, good old kitty whopper. All right. My truck's a baby truck. Yeah, but no, my truck's a full-size four-wheeler truck. You just drive a 12-wheeler. That's different. That's like comparing apples to Hondas. Dang, your Apple does have a very good gas mileage. Well, all right. Let's see. Okay. I see why Sog hid that comment. That's probably for the best. I think it's funny, Joshua, but YouTube may. Thank you very much, Sog. Ooh. GD four-wheelers, yep. I said, my dad was terminal maintenance at Roadway Express for decades. And I used to go out and sit sometimes when he had to take us to work once in a while. I'd sit in the diesel shack with the guys working on the trucks. So I heard it. I heard it all. Probably didn't like the movie G.I. Jane. Dude. Okay, Kaylin, I didn't like G.I. Jane because I thought it was bullshit. Now, I have friends who were in the Marine Corps. Let's discuss what they thought about G.I. Jane. Ooh. Like they say, there's no such thing as an ex-Marine, right, Riker? Yeah, baby boy. What? What? Do you want in the house? Sorry, I have Chesapeake that wants in the house. Hang on, I'll let you in a sec. No, I had two friends that were in the Marines, then they were in Desert Storm. And, whoa, the movie G.I. Jane, you mentioned that, and Jay, you can almost see flames coming out of their ears. They said, one of them says that was the beginning of the downfall of our military for decades, where they started capitulating to let women do whatever. And they are of the mind, they said no man who's ever been in combat should ever have to salute a woman who just went through accounting or carpool or requisitions, and now she's a colonel while he is still maybe a sergeant at best. You know, he's been in tour duty, got shot. He was always of the mind, well, both of them were actually, of the mind that unless those women are going to do equal shit, they should never be outranking men. There's a lot of that in the military, if you get guys being honest. So here in my chopper. Ah, get to the chopper. My brother's a Ford mechanic. I'm an everything mechanic. 31-year ASE Master Tech. Yep, I am. And I was part owner in a 50% owner in a, 49%, which was the problem. Owner in a private shop for over a decade. Yep. We work on everything. I work on everything. My scanner has to be updated for everything because I'm a Dumbo. I work on it all. But yeah, Ford is actually hurting for techs right now. So is every other dealership. Heartbreak Ridge, yeah? That's a good movie. Clint Eastwood, dude, he's what, 95 now? I tell you what, he's looking rough these days, but for 95, chugging along. What do you think of the movie Soylent Green? Dude, Kaylin, we've talked about that in this stream. I think it was Jay Watterson commented about it about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, we're wandering off the politics, guys. And for those of you new to my channel, we do this. My channel is politics, pop culture, pretty much whatever I feel like talking about, or sometimes you guys in the chat can definitely squirrel me, because I will go, oh, squirrel, look at that comment. I'm going to talk about that. So that's what this channel is. We're not set to talk about anything. I will put topics in, and then when we get through those topics, like we already have, we will squirrel around. So if you like hearing squirrel stuff, once again, subscribe to this channel, or at least give me a thumbs up, guys. And welcome, for those anybody new. What we think of the movie Soylent Green with Charlotte Heston. Been a long time, but I've been talking about having to see it lately again. The Soylent Green, you know what? It's getting a little too close for comfort these days, isn't it? You got Gates talking about making artificial meats. Ugh. I'm not eating lab-grown weird stuff grown on a lattice work. No. Once again, the planet is set. We are omnivores. You know, God in his infinite wisdom has built this whole ecosystem. You know, we survive well off of certain animals. So yeah, just a sec, guys. I gotta let my dog, he really wants in pretty bad. Hang on here. You can probably still hear me if these are connected. But no, Soylent Green is a good old movie. There's a lot of the old movies. Go ahead. You ready, Scott Potty? Okay. There's a lot of the old movies that are really good to watch. They're really good. Sorry, my Magnum PI shorts. Yes, I do wear my shorts at proper level. Come at me, bro. I don't do these shorts down to my knees or down to my calves. halfway down my calves where my socks are that far from my shorts. Like, those aren't shorts. You're wearing girls' pants. You're wearing capris. Shorts are about where Thomas Magnum, you know, Tom Selleck wore them. That's shorts. But Soylent Green is a good movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend everyone watch Soylent Green. Watch Fahrenheit 451, the old version, not the newer HBO one. But you know what's not bad? Watch Fahrenheit 451 and watch 1984, and then watch THX 1138. Watch those. There's a trifecta of oh shit in society movies. Constitution Hero. Uterus or not, all Americans fight for Israel now. I don't think they do. I don't think they do they? There's a lot of Americans that are kind of either against Israel, whether you like it or not, and there are a lot of Americans kind of ambiguous on it. They're like, if I had to choose a country over there to kind of go with, probably I'd say if these countries are going to win or Israel, I kind of say Israel better. I think a lot of Americans and first world people in general are kind of ambiguous on it. I don't think we should, I'm not even sure we should be involved. I'm not even sure we should be involved in the UN, or NATO. I don't think we should be involved in Ukraine. If it's so important, once again, as I said 1,000 times, let Europe pick up the dog shit in their own backyard if it's so important. European Union has a big of a GDP as America. Use your military. Oh, wait a minute. We lately know what your militaries look like. You guys can't even field like more than one aircraft carrier. You can't have not just UK, but some of you don't have enough jets to fill an aircraft carrier. You don't have enough weapons for your soldiers. I mean, there's a reason they always want, hey, America, help us. I don't know, though, Constitution Hero. Please explain that a little more. I don't want to get, once again, just like with KLN, I don't want to get nasty with you before I know exactly what you're going there. Because, once again, Monday, my squirrel only has 2 feet on the wheel up here. Hey, Gemma. Sorry, one of my other dogs. What's up, baby girl? Baby girl, super mutt. Yeah. The first dog you saw was Riker. He's our 103-pound Chesapeake, and this is Gemma, our 9-breed super mutt. She's about 77 pounds. Gracie's in the house. She's a little 57-pounder. Freedom, keep your AC. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, Lee. Boy, during the World Cup, did you see that? How many Europeans came over here and went, oh my God, the AC is everywhere. It's so gorgeous. Yeah. Even our poor here have air conditioning. It's rare for people in America not to have air conditioning. It's crazy. And it's bad thing is it's the other way in Europe. Oh, air conditioning is so ew. Yeah, well, enjoy. Then we wonder why they don't have enough deodorant over there. I think he's 98. Oh, wow. Let's see. Okay, now I want to see. Whoa. I want to see how old he is. Okay, hang on. I'll just use the AI. This is an older phone that I use just for stuff like this. How old is Clint Eastwood?
Clint Eastwood is 96 years old, having been born on May 31st, 1930. If you'd like, I can share information about his most
96. Pretty close. Danny, I have a 1986 Shadow. Old Dodge Shadow. Who knows? The Shadow knows. Needs to be rebuilt. I don't see it very often. Those kind of sits in the garage at home, yeah? Truck drivers, a lot of times they don't see them. Sorry. Yep, a friend of mine got me this. It's backwards, but give it time to look at it. Demolition Derby, yeah. We have Demolition Derby around here still. They do it at the Moline Fairgrounds, or the Rock Island County Fairgrounds, something like that. And I think they do it over at, what's its name? Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds. I live in the Quad Cities. If you want to look it up, feel free. Which I have my Ford Capri. Ford Capri. In America, I think that was the Escort XRTI, I think, maybe. The fancy race Escort here. Soylent Green is people, it is. Yep, there you go, guys, yeah. Casablanca. My wife has been discovering 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s TV shows and movies lately. And she's really digging it. She's like, God, it's so much more relaxing. You have to deal with all the BS. And then we sit down and watch Masters of the Universe, and she watches me lose my shit. If you haven't seen it, if you're a huge fan of the 80s Masters of the Universe, He-Man, it's my ringtone on this phone. If it goes off, it is him. I am Adam, Prince of Eternia. And it has the raise the sword by the power of Grayskull. People will like look at me funny when it goes off in stores. But if you're a big fan of He-Man, Masters of the Universe can be about a 3 to a 5 for you. If you don't like He-Man, Masters of the Universe from the 80s, it'll be about a 5 or a 6 for you. Sorry. 28 Brooklyn's? What is that? Then that movie Snowpiercer. Oh! Dude, Snowpiercer, the original movie was good. The series was kind of trash. But the movie was good. Movie was good. Yeah, Snowpiercer movie was... I don't think it got enough love in the theater. It did good. Whoa, it jumped. Sorry, guys. I know I'm way behind. Everybody's been used to being here knows how I do. The 58 shorts on me are like shirts. What? Josh? Well, I wear real shorts when I wear shorts. I'm just saying. Oops, gosh dang, man. Sometimes streaming, it's hard. You can't just go through and turn off every notification from all your stuff to go streaming, but you have to have them on so you can stream. But, all right, Gemma, do you want in the house? Okay, hang on, guys. I got just a second here. My shorts get pulled up over my stuff. I've maintained. I actually have about a. Even remember when 6-pack was a thing? Now it's like 8 or 10. Damn it! So now I have a 6. Now it's not good enough. You know, I'm skinny as a beanpole. I need a minimum XXX shirt. Well, I'm not a very big dude. That's why I don't think I should be a cop. You went inside, Gemma. She's unsure. Not sure about the Tickford. What? You guys are naming cars. I know a SOG used to be known as GTR. If you know what a GTR is, sometimes you think you should change his name back. They should pay every dime back spent on their defenses. Yeah, 100%. I agree about that, Danny, but the thing is, I'm at this point where that'll never happen. But I'm tired of America being responsible. And don't say it's just our government. The United Nations, UN, NATO, all of our allies, the world itself always goes, when something happens, hey, America, please come do this for us or please help us. And they've come to depend on it so much that they don't even have their own militaries anymore. And that makes me question, why are we allied with people who couldn't help us if their lives depended on it? I mean, I have a soft spot in my heart for the UK, partially because that's our mama country, damn it. 2, because I grew up on Doctor Who and Faulty Towers and Red Dwarf and all that. I love British stuff. Ooh, hummingbird. Sorry, a little yellow hummingbird. And so I have a soft spot, and I have a lot of friends in the UK. But it's like, God dang, man. I don't know if we should be allies with the UK anymore. Because they will jail their own citizens. Where's that freedom we used to have in common? They're burying their citizens by bringing in way too many non-people. You know, people who want to end the UK as we know it. They are, well, that hummingbird is close. Holy crap. That was cool, sorry. He was like 3 feet behind the camera just looking and going, and they will jail their own people for speech. Little girls who tell a police officer, you look like my gay aunt. They go after her. It's just stupid, so. Hang on. What was that?
You want to turn around?
No, it's fine where it is.
Okay.
I'll turn it around afterwards. You can put the keys on my box if you want or whatever.
Okay.
All right, I'll call you when I'm done later. All right, see you, man. Sorry. But no, I think that I'm tired of just spending our money. For those of you new here, I'm going to say something a lot of you have heard. So for those of you who have heard it, bear with me. Some haven't, and I like people to know where I stand. I am not quite an isolationist, but I'm almost. I think we should probably end, let's say we have 100 treaties right now. You know, allied treaties with countries. I think we should probably end 75 out of the 100. So I'd end, say, around 3/4. I think we should pull out of the United Nations, pull out of the UN, or NATO. I keep doing that. That's Biden moment number 4, 5, and 6 right there. I think we should end all foreign aid. And I think if somebody wants foreign aid from us at all, they have to come to, we have a once every 4 months event on televised in the United States Senate, where actually wherever we can get the most of our people, it should be House of Reps and Senate in one room. The president should be there, the VP should be there, the cabinet should be there, and anybody who wants to beg money from America should have to, you get a 10-minute time span to argue how much you want and why you think you deserve it. Then after that, on camera, live, for the American people and the world to see, our senators, our congressmen, our president, our VP, all of them. Actually, the president would have to just veto or not veto anything. If he's able to, should vote on camera, yes or no. There is no I abstain or I vote present. You vote yes or no, or you are automatically removed from office. You vote yes or no. I mean, what other vote is there? You are either for something or against it. Not, I just don't want to do it. Then you're not doing your job. We vote yes or no, and then we go to a tie breaks or whatever. We use the president and VP, however, but they have to vote yes or no, and right in front of you and me. What do you want to bet? Not as much foreign aid will go out if they have to be on camera in front of us, so us watching. 96. Whoa. 38, 36. Woof. Sorry, not being mean, just bigger than me. Maybe it's when feminist era came in G.I. Jane. Yes, it is. All right. All right, guys, I'm about to have a jump here. Constitutional hero. I know it's trying to pull my thumb. When it's wiggling under my thumb, it means the chat's about to go vroom. It means our military involvement in the Middle East is being dictated by our relationship with Israel. I don't quite think so. I think that Donald Trump, Israel did not goad us into this like a lot of people think. Some people want to think so. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. He's always said he wasn't going to let Iran get a war thing, but a nuke, but I don't think that's the real reason we're there. I think it's just a cover. There was no way Donald Trump took Venezuela, cleared the shipping lanes, made sure China was out of the Panama Canal, has done deals with Iceland when that passage opens. So he's really freed up a lot of shipping, got rid of the narco traffickers, the pirates. He set us up with more oil, the ability to have traffic come here to sell oil, and then goes in and cuts off 44% or 40% of China's incoming oil. Oof. It was to hurt China. It was to hurt China and the BRICS nations. That's me. It wasn't Israel. People can say what they want, but I don't think it was Israel. I think it was to bring America back to the center, to keep everybody on the dollar instead of the gold standard or the BRICS dollar. That's just me. All right, so Constitution, I appreciate your comments, but I disagree with you. I don't think Israel's doing it. I think there's enough we can criticize the Jewish people in Israel for, but I'm not one of those, it's the Jews that control America. AIPAC is actually tiny in the amount of money it puts into our government, lobbying our government. There are many lobbies bigger and more powerful. Hell, let's talk about the drug companies. Huh? We can have a big chat about that. I don't think any lobbying should be legal. All right, when Elon Musk created those Teslas, that was the worst thing they ever did, when you can't be control of your own driving. I have a problem with that. I agree, KLN, 100%. Anybody remember the Rolling Stone reporter back in the day who was going to do an expose? I can't remember what was on anymore. And he was a very fastidious driver. People talked about how he actually usually drove slow below speed limit because he's so fastidious and a little old person-y the way he drove. Drove a real fancy early Mercedes, I believe, that had self-drive. Well, not self-drive, but it could be parked, steered, had all the electronic stuff to park itself and all this stuff. And the emergency stop had radars and stuff back in the early stuff. And suddenly he was going down the road at 100 miles an hour and ran into a tree. Weird. That's the problem with these cars. There's videos online where 10 years ago, somebody with a laptop could hack into a car with these systems, these auto park systems, and drive it, and or steer you into something, or stop your car, or turn it off. Now today with the tech, yeah, I don't like the government or anybody. Now in America, they're having kill switches mandated in cars. I won't have one. If I did buy a newer car, bet you what, I'll be disabling that sumbitch. I know how to disable the little GPS antenna on my truck, even though it's an older model. There's not a lot of telematics in there. It's mostly for the GPS if it had it, or the satellite radio, but I know how to blip on that. My wife's is newer. I know where the telematics fuse is. I can pop it. And sooner or later they're going to build it in so you can't. And I won't own that. Alright. I have 3 fully impacted discs in my back, so I lost 1.5 inches for the last 20 years. Ow! Dude, tall people have it rough. There's times where I'm glad I'm, about right around average or slightly below average height, because sometimes we have it easier. You tall mother pussers. Yeah. In the 80s we had He-Man, and now this day we have She Is a Man. No. Well, no, we had He-Man. Now we have Is He a Man? So our involvement in Iran has nothing to do with Israel. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. You're going to tell me that, okay, Catch a Hero, let's not say nothing. I'm going to say Israel did not drive it. There is no way that Donald Trump was just accidentally getting our oil fields back in Venezuela. That they just accidentally went and took Maduro out at that time to get those fields back under our control, under the contracts we'd had, stabilize Venezuela, getting oil from them, getting that taken, getting the, once again, then getting the narco traffickers and pirates out of shipping lanes, getting China out of the Panama Canal, talking to Iceland about getting shipping rights through there and everything, and amping our base up there, and all this other stuff. And that, what has this done? It has damaged the 2 biggest things against America right now. It's not Russia. China is our biggest enemy. That is it. And this has damaged China. And the BRICS nations that we're going to start buying oil on the BRICS dollar/gold. There's no way that all just happened, because Netanyahu wasn't even whining about this or trying to get Trump into this for a long time. It just popped up. It popped up and he did it, and everybody's like, oh my God, he got us into it. Trump had been doing stuff by that time for 6 to 8 months. He was planning this. The fact that, you know, it's hurt our biggest enemies. And yes, the BRICS nations, the BRICS pact is a huge enemy. And we can agree to disagree, bud, but I think Israel's mouthing in it, either that or Israel, just like Ronald Reagan, knew when to speak up. Because Netanyahu knew how to make himself look good. Look, see what I got for us, guys. I got Trump involved. You know, it's like saying Ronald Reagan ended the Soviet Union. No, he really didn't. He's knew when to tell a good, you make a speech. Sorry, it's flaring every time it doesn't know what to do with the lighting. I can see there's a channel, there's a channel about ADHD. Me? Maybe. All right. Let me see here. Learn what happened 1978 for Iran before you speak. Yeah. Well, thing is, you could say also that a lot of America, UK, and some others had something to do with what happened in Iran back then. But Iran, whether you like it or not, what happened back then, Iran has been a thorn in the sides of much of the world. They screw with 20+% of the trade ad nauseum, and everybody kisses their ass. They're the biggest funders of terrorism and death around the world. How many innocent people have they killed in multiple countries, including countries that had nothing to do with them? Hell, just recently, Iran took down, what is it, some banks or something in the UK. UK's not even over there fighting them, helping us. But they went after them anyway. They don't care. Planet of the Apes, Roddy McDowell, good old movies. Those are weird because they were put out in a theater in an order I didn't think really went well. Joshua, yeah, guys, feel free. This is the time where I am reading your chat and really trying to respond a lot, so I will get behind. Joshua, I agree with your comment. We shouldn't be aligned with Turkey. I've been screeching about Turkey for years. Turkey is not an ally. And the fact that they're part of NATO, they have never been a true ally that I've seen. If I'm wrong, fine. But I have never seen them go out of the way to be a true ally. they are very, we're in it because it's almost like keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. That's kind of the way I feel. They're in NATO, guys. They're in NATO to keep their enemies closer. And also they can stay inside NATO and screw around with the process of anything getting done. Yeah, Turkey is not what I would consider a buddy. And they're signing their own NATO-like pact with other countries over there. So, yeah. I have no love for the UK. It's not even one shit. Well, I do, because I do feel that the UK is still our parent country in a way. And we were, you know, we were very good friends until recently. I'm going to say the problem is recently there's a strain. There's a strain. I mean, look at J.D. Vance there and just lambast them. Trump has lambasted them for all their anti-freedom stuff, for bringing in people who hate the very core of what makes the UK itself. And I know a lot of people there who are really part of Restore, or at least sympathetic to it. And so I like the UK, but I like the UK as traditional UK, not as what it's becoming, and that is not good. And it's funny how almost not all Muslims are the Terrys, the terrorists, but almost all the terrorists are Muslim. And it seems like every country in the world has a problem with them right now. Just saying. Almost, it's like in America. 55% of all the violent crimes and stuff are committed by a certain small percentage of a certain people in America. It's not 13%, it's more likely 6 to 7%. It's almost half. So it's maybe 6% of the American population is committing 55% of all the violent crimes. Not all violent crimes are committed by them, but you know what I mean. All right, Joshua. I even had Planet of the Apes lunchbox. Oh, dude, remember? Wasn't it such a better time when kids had lunchboxes? A good old metal, even later the plastic, Return of the Jedi or something lunchbox. Man, now parents, pack a lunch for my children? I don't have money for all the school lunch. Pack them a lunch. Go to Aldi or Save-A-Lot. You buy some stuff and pack a lunch. It's not hard. THX, Dennis Hopper. Yep, 100%. If you haven't seen THX 1138, oh, good movie. Fun movie. It's a little goofy at times, but still pretty good. We were at war with Iran because what happened in 1979, partially. But I don't, you're missing the point, I don't think we're at war with Iran because of maybe even 79 or what's going on. But Trump has always said he won't allow them to get a nuke. He said that clear back in the 80s, if you look at what he said. But I think we were at war in Iran as a proxy to hurt China and the BRICS nations. It's blocked them off. It has damaged China. China was possibly set with their economy to overtake ours in the next 5 to 9 years. Now it's pushed back. They're saying 15, 20 years or more. And it's hurting them every day. And then the BRICS nations, it's already broken a couple of nations off from it. They're still not even part of OPEC anymore. It's really damaged them and put America, whether we're paying more or not, it's put us back at the center. It may hurt us in the short term, but it is going to give us long-term stability, being the center and a global exporter. That's what you need. Trump did say when he was running it wasn't going to be easy, guys. He openly said there's going to be some pain. Go back and look. He said it multiple times. This is not going to be done without pain, but if we don't do it now, another 20, 30 years, it will decimate us to try to fix it. So, yeah. I didn't want to have the KISS lunchbox. I actually saw KISS twice at the Mark of the Quad Cities in Moline, Illinois. Yep, 1996 is one of the times I saw KISS in concert. I also saw Def Leppard and a few others. All right. Danny, F the UK, they're selling out to communism. It's not the people so much. I will say this, the people bear a responsibility in the UK because they let it happen too long. They sat there and let it happen. And I see a lot of that in America. I see a lot of it in America. Thankfully, we aren't as bad. I mean, the UK has the Blade Runners now. Like now, Sog likes to comment to me a lot. And we're cut down cameras. You are. Problem is, you let your nation be buried in cameras. before you guys really started cutting them down. At least in America, with the flock cameras, we are not near as buried in them, and we're already starting to cut them down and go after them. So I'm not giving us a lot of credit. We probably shouldn't let it happen at all. But now Americans are going, no, screw this. And that's bringing a lot together. Left, right, center, nobody likes these flock cameras. Nobody. But I will say the UK citizenry bears some problems here. You know, my dog's about to puke. She's eating grass, and yep, she's gonna yak in the yard. Ah, you shouldn't have ate grass, sweetie. So yeah, it's. I do give, and I will pick on Americans when they let. Hell, my home state of Illinois. They bitch and bitch about how this state is collapsing all the time. Bitch and bitch and bitch about it. And then we'll turn around for the same god-danged people that do it, that keep doing it. Oh, we're going to vote the same and expect a different outcome. Oh, that's stupid. You know, in Illinois, it's mostly Chicago. The rest of the state votes as red as Illinois or Indiana. It's fucking Chicago. We need to have, every state in America should have to have an electoral college like the federal. You got one spot in a whole state that controls the whole state. And by the way, to all those idiots out there, without Chicago, Illinois would die. Screw you. Illinois, Iowa, and multiple other states don't have a Chicago, and they're doing epic. Iowa's growing, Illinois is dying. No, Chicago steals from downstate like crazy every time their transit system dies or their school system has a problem. They're always stealing from the rest of us. Planet Apes based off Darwin's theory of evolution. I don't know. I never really thought that much about it. Not that way. Nothing to do with 10-7. I'm not saying it doesn't have anything to do with it, but I don't think it's the driving force. I don't think 10-7. Oops. This is that point in my streams. This is the point in my streams where I like 140, 141 on live, it resets. It goes, and it drops. A lot of times it drops half my viewers. So now instead of 141, it's showing live for only 2 minutes. Weird. I don't know if that, I'm not going to say it has nothing to do with the constitutional rule, but I don't think our thing in Iran has much to do with it. I'm telling you, explain all the coincidences that were going on before Netanyahu even opened his mouth. And be careful, guys. Constitutional, be nice to Constitutional Hero, because he's really coming across, whether we agree with him or not, he's coming across in good faith. So, I'm disagreeing with him, but he's not coming across in bad faith. Oops, good grief. Oops, cancel. Here we go. Kind of keeps never become Neutrino Matrix might come true. Yeah. I don't think it's Planet of the Apes we have to worry about. It is. I think it's more Skynet. Terminator. Or something like Skynet in a way. Even though I heard others say that Skynet won't have to do shit. Or the Matrix. All they got to do is get to the point where they are putting, the chip in your head. Ooh, if you put this chip in your head, you can go and live in the video games. You can live any life you want. You'll be in the pods. The bug paste will be just injected into you. But you can live as Mario. You can live as, a king with your harem. All the lefties will automatically go, dude, I'm in. I'll say a lot of right people will too, but I say mostly center and right that'll go, no, I want to live a real life. But yeah, it's going to be a Matrix / Skynet type takeover, but they go, might not be a battle, guys. A lot of people, you can live in a video game? Whoa, if I'm playing Street Fighter 29, I'll just be in there. I will be Guile? Dude, I'm in. So, yep. Where were the Iran Hamas at 10-7? I don't believe it. I don't think so. I do not think so. I don't care if Jared Kushner is Trump's son-in-law. I don't care if he's Jewish. That does not, it still does not explain everything Trump did. Trump did. And he just accidentally slips and tumbles into damaging our biggest ally on Earth. Or Biden moment number 6. And I'm going to give myself 6 and 7 because that was so bad. It damaged our biggest enemy. China's our biggest enemy. And it damaged them heavily. Sorry, I gotta look what time it is. I got someplace I have to be yet. I got about another 15 minutes. There's no way he slipped and fell into doing all ding, 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 everything I listed, and has decimated China and decimated the BRICS nations, all without just openly admitting he's at war doing this to hurt them. Because that would be an actual open way. They could say, well, we're going to go to war against you. Right now, if they declare a war against us, they look bad on the world stage. Yet if Trump had automatically said, I'm going to do all this shit, we're going after China and damage BRICS nations. That's kind of a declaration of war. But since he's been circuitous about this, they would look bad on the world stage. They go, well, Trump would go, I didn't go to war against you. I was just trying to stop Iran. Stuart, 2004. How you doing, Stuart? I don't know why elected officials allowed to give themselves pay raises. Because we've been lazy, Joshua. We were lazy. We let it happen. When the American people didn't speak up for generation plus, at least, 50, 60 years? We didn't speak up. We let it happen. We were too lazy, too busy. Oh, they're just politicians. Would they lie to us? People make excuses. Well, you know, politicians, tee-hee. I go, no, that's fraud. Boot them. Your mechanic can't lie to you, but the guy who actually has control over your life gets to lie to you? Like I said, I will blame the people a lot. All right. KLN did see one movie from Eastwood. It's called Misty. Play Misty for me? I don't know if I've seen that one. Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Fistful of Dollars for a few dollars more. Hang 'em High. Outlaw Josie Wales. Forgiven. So many good movies. Any Which Way You Can. Any Which Way But Loose. Oh, yeah. Come on. You know the ones I left out. Dirty Harry. Colum Jald? God, dude, if I got that wrong, sorry. If you want spiritual peace in life and heaven and thereafter, Islam is a religion of truth. Not if you read that book, bud. Sorry. If you're an Islamic person not following the Quran word for word, okay, we can talk. But then we'll go, is that really your religious tome if you're not following it? It's like if Christians today were following the Old Testament. We have the New Testament. There is no old and new of the Quran. It's that book that was written all back then is still the one they use. And it says, yes, you can end the infidel and any non-believer. You can use them, lie to them, whatever it takes. All right, Lee, did you research a current King of England's lineage? No. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't have a chance. I didn't have a chance to, Lee. I did not. I don't dislike Jews. I don't think other countries should be dictating foreign policy for America. I don't think they are. The fact that would disagree with you, I don't like when people think, oh, the Jews are ruling America. Oh, Jesus. No, they're not. There are tons of lobbying groups, much more power over our government, much more money involved in AIPAC. Do I like AIPAC? No. But they don't have that much power over us. We have a lot of power over them. Why do you think here, let me help you. How much power do we have over Israel? When Israel has been about to end, squish, put them in a permanent box and hole in the ground. The Palestinian issue, and multiple times in the past, the Hamas issue. America has been one of the biggest countries to step in and go, stop, please don't, have some restraint, even though Mexico or Canada were launching missiles across our borders into our country, sure wouldn't be going on for 50, 60 goddamn years. We look at Canada and go, guess what? Bye-bye. You just became United States territories, pussballs. So no, they're not dictating policy. We dictate theirs. We tell them, you do this or else we will give you no aid. And by the way, we've given more aid to Ukraine than we've given ever to Israel. So if they're dictating our policy, why are they dictating we give shitloads more to Ukraine than themselves? And why do we get to tell them to stop when they are this close to squishing out Hamas, taking over the Palestinian territory? Sorry, Palestine does not exist. Palestinian territories, ending that threat. Why does it we tell them, oh no, come on, stop, and they do it? Because we tell them what to do. Josie Wales was pretty good. Wrong channel, homie. Well, thank you, Lee. Lee, that is a great way to put it. Yeah, Colin got the wrong channel. Bermuda shorts, long shorts with tropical patterns. Yep. Nope, my shorts are true Magnum PI level. That's the way shorts should be. Sun's out, thighs out. It's funny. It's acceptable for women to wear shorts so short they have to shave at the top and on the bottoms to wear them in public. And got butt cheeks hanging out in the gym. But if a guy wears a shorts that aren't below his knees, oh my God, the horror. Thank you, Saul. Yes, if you guys use words against TOS, or YouTube itself would just maybe, without being against TOS, find a problem, yeah, me or my mods will go. So try not to do that. And rephrase it, Danny. Please feel free to rephrase it in a slightly fuzzier way. Trust me, the mods I have are not squish happy, shall we say. MC Hammer. Oh, MC Hammer pants. I would wear them if I had them today. Political purposes, what's up? How you doing, man? I don't know if it's a man or not. That's how I talk. I still talk like, I swear, I talk like a half a hippie. I say man, dude, chick. All right, Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns are, oh, they are awesome. All right. Clint Eastwood has had a great Hollywood career, and he's a very based individual, yeah. There are a few in Hollywood. You know, Clint Eastwood, Mel Gibson. Oh, God, I forgot the guy that played Shazam. Shoot. Biden moment number 6 or 7, depending on how you're counting it. Trump saved the U.S. Coda. I think he probably did. If we'd had 4 more years of Biden plus 8 years of Kamala, you wouldn't recognize this country. Look at the damage they did in 4 years under Biden. And Biden wasn't doing it. We all know that. The people behind Biden, the deep state, the I don't know what you want to call it, the cabal, they did it. Biden had to be saved by the Easter Bunny. Hummingbirds are pretty cool. We still got a couple scooting around. My wife's Canis are pulling them in. Okay. By the way, Coda, welcome. Speaking of Trump, is glorifying himself with his golden statue of Babylon. What's that? Trump loves gold everything. Anything Trump does gold is pretty much average for Trump. That's nothing new. Trump is hated because he gave power back to the citizens. That is true, and it's not just Democrats, Coda. Democrats and Republicans. Remember, when Trump ran originally, you had 2 legacy families in this country that the Democrats, Republicans were telling you, here's your 2 choices. This legacy political family or this legacy political family. Now shut up and vote for them. And that was the deep state. Because the deep state was happy with both of them. Both were pretty well deep. Hillary, especially. And then Trump came in and destroyed the deep state. He gave another choice that the government didn't want you to have. The government that be, the powers that be, the whatever you want to call it, either party, the uniparty. He came in and wrecked them. Look at the power they've lost. Look at the narratives they've lost under Trump. Both sides. He gave a lot of power back to the people. Sorry, I gotta start watching the clock, guys. I guess somewhere I have to be at a certain time. But yes, he's hated because he took the uniparty down. All right. Yes, I am way behind political purposes. Turkey is a hellhole. I don't know if it is or not. Yeah. Ooh, Leslie Simpin. Oof. Oof. Sog. Good takedown. All right. I'm going to skip back, try to catch up with you guys. Political person saying hi to everybody. KLN showing TDS. Yeah, Jules, by the way. Welcome, Jules, if I haven't said hi already. KLN has been very good faith to a lot of this, and we can all disagree. You don't even have to like the Trumpy on this channel. We can discuss it. I personally do like Trump. Do I think he's epic? I'd say yeah, to a minor level. Do I think he's perfect? Oh no. But it shows how low the bar is when Donald Trump is the best president of my lifetime. Yep. I can't think of another one better. And I'll even argue with a lot of people on the right who think Ronald Reagan was epic. Not really. Not really. Ronald Reagan, here, you want me to piss everybody off? Ronald Reagan was Joe Biden 1.0. Strange. It was a guy with a memory problem, dementia / Alzheimer's, who couldn't remember what was doing. His wife was running some shit, just like Mrs. Biden. And we all suddenly, a bunch of stuff, he brought in a bunch of illegals. Yeah, look at all the parallels. Brought in a bunch of illegals, got us involved, gave weaponry to everybody. Hey, look what Biden did, gave weaponry. Got us involved in the next 40 years of wars for the industrial complex and our military stuff. Sounds like Biden. Ronald Reagan was Biden 1.0. He was the deep state 1.0. Biden was their next one. There we go. Let's let you guys chew on that one and get after me. So there you go. I'm going to skip up, guys. The UK is suffering a terrible fate. Yes, and the problem is partially caused it themselves, Jules. UK is not the UK you liked and loved. I agree. And the Democrat Party, yeah. If Kennedy was alive today, they would call him far right. Donald Trump is a mid-90s Democrat, guys. All right. Yeah, see, even Sog. Sog agrees with you, Jules. Sog is in the UK. So is Urbexy if he's here. UK is being taken over. Yeah. Well, the thing is, the Muslims are taking on a lot of countries. Look what's going on in Kuwait. Look what's going on in Europe in general. Any country that's having problems with a group right now, it's usually the Muslims. That's bad. It's almost like we need another jihad, guys. You think he's a tyrant and a narcissist. Oh. Dang, Kaylin. First you say you're not deranged, then you say that. Oof. Oof. You're way wrong, but okay. You know, how many tyrants allow people to absolutely have protests against them, shoot at them, and not just decimate them? He's a really bad tyrant. He would go in, if he was a true tyrant, he would have gone into the No Kings. Well, you wouldn't have had No Kings protests, let's put it that way. They wouldn't have been allowed. No Kings protests don't happen under kings. You don't get to multiple times go after a king and his family. Yeah, he's a real tyrant. No. Joe Biden the people that controlled him were tyrants. They were the ones trying to enact the government board of disinformation with that chick singing like Mary Poppins. They wanted George Orwell's government board of disinformation. That is tyrant. Trump will talk to anybody. I think the whole world's full of narcissists. Probably 85% of the world narcissists. I think a certain level of narcissism is good for anybody. It gives you a little want to do good with yourself. If you're not some level of narcissism, how do you look in a mirror and go, yep, I should trim off this little weight. Ooh, my man boobies are looking a little flabby. I'm gonna do some work. You know, a little narcissism is good. Little narcissism, little bit. Phillips. Kaylin equals TDS. I don't know, Phillips. Maybe I'm hoping Kaylin's trolling a little. It borders on unrealism at the very least, Phillips. By the way, welcome. Guys, if you haven't, once again, I haven't asked for a long time, please hit thumbs up for the stream. If you're first time here, welcome. We did talk about my topics that were in my title at the beginning, and then we moved on, and I do get behind in the chat. Lee and some others will tell you I get behind because I do try to read your comments, and I get way behind because of it, so apologies. But even if you don't agree with me, I do try to engage with you when I do not agree. I have many of my longtime viewers that we don't agree all the time, but we still can come together and talk about some stuff. All right. There's nothing wrong with America ruling the world compared to others. I mean, what's better, Kaylin? America or China? Just saying. There's nothing wrong with America versus China. I would choose America any day over China ruling the world. China is not going to be overly fuzzy about it. China can't beat us in conventional wars, so they gave us TikTok. Coda, you're not wrong. And anybody thinks Coda may be off center, go look up what Chinese TikTok shows, what they don't allow on there. They show a lot of patriotic stuff. Things are strong for family, strong for men. Just saying. Good grief, get off there. All right, George. Trump looked like bath in Caesar sauce. The funny thing is, Trump isn't that orange. If you go look at him outside, he's not that orange, guys. They do a filter on that, just like making Joe Rogan look green. The orange man thing was a setup, try to make him look orange. He's really not that color. He's a little bit more, but he's not orange. I don't know, I'd rather deal with orange than I would gray, decrepit-looking Joe Biden, who does cornholio on TV and poops himself in the Vatican and the Buckingham Palace. He gets saved by the Easter Bunny. Ground invasion of Iran would be 10 times more invasive. Yes, 100%. Constitutional hero, you're right. A ground invasion of Iran would be a cluster flop. It'd be hella. Well, let's put it this way. We'd have to go in with max friggin' nastiness. There would be rules of engagement as in decimate everything. But we don't have to go in. If we wanted to end this, we could do it today. You Moab them. Don't even have to nuke them. Moab. We have Moabs that are bigger than the nuclear bombs we dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You Moab it. You will end this. I don't think Trump wants to end it. If the Strait of Hormuz is open, once again, China gets a lot of their oil back. Wait, Leslie's last comment wasn't bad, was it? I don't know, guys. I can't keep up with all of it. And if my mods block you, put it back in as a word a little fuzzier. Because my mods can sometimes, they're trying to protect the channel, guys. We've had a lot of people put stuff in the chat in the past that are TOS violations, or at the very least, even if it's not listed as a TOS violation, YouTube will still go on you for it. I got about another 5-6 minutes. Okay. Kaylin, how about those flock cameras, surveillance everywhere? Kaylin, see, once again, you're pulling yourself back. Left, right, center, most people do not want the flock cameras. They want them to flock off. I know everybody says that, but it's real. Everybody wants them gone. In my area, the Quad Cities is what it's called. There are Facebook and other groups out there talking about how people are oopsieing them. Nobody ever asked us. Who asked our permission? And I had somebody, oh, your government? Yes, my government, jackass. This government works for everybody. It works for the American people. They are our damn employees. That's why I hate every police officer, every DMV, everybody that says, I don't work for you, I work for this. They work for us. I work for the governor. The governor works for us. We got to get this shit out of our head with some of these idiots. The government doesn't work for you. Yes, it does. They are our government, our employees. They shouldn't be doing shit to spy on us, to build databases on us without our permission. And now that the American people have made their will known, we don't want flock cameras. Get rid of these godforsaken things. They're still going, no. Some are. Some cities, some counties, some states are going, okay, we're done with it. They're listening. But if you live in an area where they're not listening, only that putting in more, we have a problem. It's just like the SAVE Act. 80+% of all Americans want it. And our government's going, we're going to do it anyway. It's almost like they don't want to work for us, isn't it? Just saying. But KLN, way to pull yourself back. You're going to get a few people going, okay, KLN, we'll let your other crazy comments go. But you're showing some sanity here. All right. Not all people, just the leftists who voted our BS labor government. Yeah, but not enough of you fought back and let it happen. Just like in Illinois, dog. Political, yes, you should be able to see it. Yeah. Trump is too self-indulged. How's he only think about himself? He's done more for the people than Biden administration did. He's done more to help average citizens than the Obama administration did. I lost my insurance because of freaking Barack Obama. You can keep your doctor if you want your doctor. You can keep your insurance. He almost put my business out of business, guys. We supplied, as a small business, good insurance to our employees. We paid for most of it. And then what did Barack Obama do? He charged a Cadillac tax, is what they called it, to businesses like mine who supplied our employees good insurance. It almost decimated us. We had to drop insurance for our employees. Yeah, we couldn't do it anymore. That was Barack Obama. Self-indulged? The man's got himself, dude. I'm really trying, but a man's got himself shot. They've tried to kill him multiple times. That is not self-indulged. I mean, self-indulged man would be off sitting on a yacht or golfing the rest of his life and not dealing with getting bullets almost put through his head. So that's just nuts, though. Coda, did I miss something, Coda? If I missed something, Coda's still waiting, Kaylin. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Coda. I want to make sure I didn't miss something, bud. I do, a lot. When I talk about Trump being the new Constantine, God. Yes, because how dare Trump put America first, look out for America over the world. Oh, I'm sorry, Trump. I don't want to be facetious. I don't want to be facetious, but God, it's dragging me in there. Yeah, how dare Trump doesn't go, hey, fuck it, let's let China take over. Oh, my God. Ooh. How dare he even put us back at the center? The country that saves the world most of the time. Every time somebody needs something, hey, America! Yeah, let's let China take over. No. Trump saved the U.S. I agree. Okay. Danny, that is your opinion, but it's wrong. Trump cares about America. Yes, I agree, Danny. A nice way to put it, too. Better than I just did. I'm sorry. Kaylin, go back to talk about Planet of the Apes, please, and Charles Schwarzenegger movies. Coda, yeah, I mostly agree. A lot of times they dance around their claims, yes. Or they'll... I'm not going to say that about Kaylin. That'd be rude. I was going to make a Candace comment, but don't do that. That's rude. Nobody's ever been compared to Kundus. Oopsie. Okay. Yes, they are allowed to give their opinion, political purposes, yes. And political purposes, you've been here a long time. Lee knows. Lee lets a lot of people give their... But I trust my mods. A lot of times they're doing things to protect the channel. And not time, remember, YouTube is very ambiguous about some of their policies and words. So sometimes when my mods do stop something, if that's what we're talking about, they do it to protect the channel because they know that rules are ambiguous. Rules are not the same if you were a Asmongold or a tiny little channel. They're different rules. So they're being a little caring, little. They're covering my butt. What's wrong with the mighty dollar? What's wrong with liking his wealth? This is a man who's lost wealth being the president. He's lost over $2 billion. They tried to steal everything from him, Kaylin. They wanted to jail him for 200 years. They tried to steal all of his property. They made up valuations, made up a faux bodily interference with a girl who had no proof, zero evidence, nothing. They made up a felony trial where even the guy who was a witness goes, well, no, Trump never told me to do that, but I just knew that's what he wanted, and I did it. And they still saddled Trump with that. Come on. Oh my gosh. Give up his own life for riches. Dude, he almost get... Yes, because riches do you a lot of dead when you have a punctured cranium. All right, so I'm going to skip up, try to catch up with you guys. I just skipped up a long ways. Apologize. I just see a comment from the Cellustrious. Hello. Hello. That's where I'm at, guys. I'm sure everyone forgot about what the okay. Cellustrious. Trump is a great man. Met him before. I have a friend who's met him multiple times when he came to the Quad Cities. The funny thing is, a lot of people that meet Trump, even Bill Maher. Come on, guys. Bill Maher is not a right-leaning person. Bill Maher says Trump is what he is. Look when Bill Maher met. Boy, they went after Bill Maher. Once again, how dare you go off the lefty reservation, guys? You better agree all the way or else. And Trump is Orange Cheeto evil man. That's the problem. And yeah, but even Bill Maher, sorry, squirrel. Bill Maher admitted that Trump is what you see. He's very gracious, very nice. He listened to Bill Maher. Even when Bill Maher didn't agree with him, said things, he's like that. The thing is, he would meet with Democrats and hammer out agreements, but the Democrats won't sit down with him, won't discuss. It's either our way or no way. They'll just keep insulting you. If you just talk to Trump, geez Louise. It's insane. People will show when they talk to Trump, something happens. Ooh, I don't know if that one to get you KLN, because I think I didn't withhold that, neither of my mods. It tells me. It'll tell me if a mod did it. That's YouTube. So if YouTube has withheld your comment, I'm not going to go against it. Because when a mod does it, maybe they're covering my butt. But when YouTube does it, sunrise in the west. Nice. You never need to follow. Oh, Lee, yes. Talking to Lee. And that's good. We can disagree, guys. So 30 minutes behind. Hey. I'm like 22 minutes behind. Political purposes. Dang it. Mill! What's up, Mill? Mel Gillingham. Kangaroo court nonsense. They created a way to prosecute. Yeah, they made specific laws to go after Trump. That is insanity. You had a prosecutor. By the way, it's illegal to do that. To run on getting one person. That is insane. You got somebody running for office. I'll get Trump. Oh. And you got them changing laws just to go after Trump. This woman has a cat named Vagina. That is not a joke. She's accused the head of CBS and multiple other rich people of interfering with her in the past, and they get laughed out of court every time. They wouldn't even go to court. It's like, this is insane. But because it's Trump, we'll change the laws and go to court. And by the way, he was not convicted of doing the R word. And it was in a civil court, so screw off to those people. I want to say that. Yes, they gave him these felonies just to saddle him with it so leftards can go and say it. But you ask a lefty, what was the underlying crime? They have nothing. What proof was there? There's no proof. All right. If you come back by mistake, okay, thank you, Lee. Yeah, Lee is not trigger happy, guys. And once again, he will admit it. So all my mods are like that. Alien Cowboy Farmer. Whoa, I like your name. Agree to disagree. I'm not sure what it's about. But welcome and nice name. And by the way, guys, this is, I think, the 4th time in my whole 2+ hour stream. Please hit thumbs up. Welcome, by the way. We do talk about politics, pop culture, and whatever comes across my happy little moment. Lately, I apologize, I've been streaming a lot on my deck because that's what I have time to do. Dealing with an elderly parent and some other stuff has nixed my time. But I hope to be streaming in Lion's Den downstairs tonight or tomorrow. If everything goes right. But I do like these streams and I appreciate you guys coming. Subscribe if you like. If it's the first time running into this channel, feel free to come back. And I always say, not if I can agree with you. Yeah, if I agree with you, feel free to subscribe. If I can make you laugh, cry, I can make you mad at me. I can make you think. If I can make you want to debate a little bit. Feel free to subscribe. In fact, I'd appreciate it. And you come back. Because as long as you don't violate TOS, you don't always have to agree with us. We will still read your chat. As you know, I'm behind. I try to read chats and discuss with you all. I know I can get myself buried. So feel free, but welcome. I appreciate it. All right. Whoop. Rise of the West. No brother, never. It's all okay. Kelsey Kelsers? Sorry, troll. Once again, squirrel's only got 2 feet on the wheel. I love Trump. I wonder who's going to run in 2028. It's either going to be Vance Rubio or Rubio Vance. And we'll see who's the most popular at the time. The real question is, who's going to run for the Democrats? I don't think Newsom or Pritzker have a shot. Their states have way too much baggage. I mean, come on, Pritzker's a tax cheat, and look at all this shit that, is going on in California. So, insane in the membrane. Me? Thank you. I'm not used to people coming in and glazing me like that. I appreciate the compliment. Yeah, my mushed thumb. Be careful when you're pulling things on a pry bar real hard, and let's go. Public service. Disgusting movie, Passion of the Christ. I don't know. Was that disgusting? Really? It was controversial. I'll give you that. Chris, Wire. Is that it? WY7RE? What laws? They made it so, oh, Chris, what laws? They made up a law that you could come back and go after somebody for something done 30 plus years ago. There was a statute of limitations. They changed it and they openly admitted they did it just to go after and prosecute Trump for a crime that had zero evidence. She had zero evidence. Show me the evidence. It's all supposition. That's why they did it in civil court, not criminal. If they'd done it in criminal, it would have been laughed out of court. Show me why, if they really thought he did this, why they went after him in civil court. Because criminal court has a much higher level where you must be right. You must have evidence in criminal court. Civil, it's mostly about feels. That's how. Feel free to look that up. They made the law just to go after Trump. By the way, if you go look back also, there's a Democrat who'd been doing scurvy shit, and he got caught up in it. Somebody was able to, before they closed that window, they rescinded that law because a Democrat got caught up in it too. As soon as the Democrat got caught up, a lot of Democrats went, oh shit, we gotta close this. They went back to the old way. Zin Krufer, are you telling a 70-year-old man how to speak? Am I? Did I? Let's see. You look like you know. Are you talking about my schnozzle? Douglas Shatley? God, yeah, I got you, Sharon. I got your comment. E. Jean Carroll case came out of Law and Order SVU. Yeah, it did. But once again, go back and look at her history. This is not supposition, guys. She accused many other rich CEOs and businessmen of the grape juicing. And every single time, it never got to court. It got laughed out of court. Because just like this time, there was no evidence. But with Trump, hey, because it's Trump, let's make a new law. Feel free to show me the evidence, though. But yes, Joshua, 100% right. And it was. Dude, she says such crazy stuff. They stopped bringing her on. CNN went, ugh, shit. She said grape is kind of sexy. Did you? Sadly. That's borderline in the chat, Douglas Shatley. I can't say that on my tiny channel. But I think that's borderline in the chat. Just don't go any farther with that. But yes, they are still men. I'll say that much. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. YouTube didn't squish it, so YouTube, keep that in mind. You didn't squish it. So don't go off on my chat. You didn't stop it. Ooh, somebody named Zinc is causing some troubles. Get him, Lee. Lee just enjoys this too. Lee comes in going, oh yes, thank God there's something to do. Let's get him. Gotta love a man that loves what he does. Sunrise in the West. Do you give advice on politics to Europeans with regard to relation to U.S.? Yes, we talked about it earlier. I got about 2 minutes, guys. Yes, I talked about it earlier. I said that if UK, France, Germany, and some others do not correct their socialist/communist ways, arresting people for free speech, not building their own military, making us do everything for them, while shitting on America for not having national health care, which, hey, maybe we would if we weren't paying for all your protection, keeping you happy in it and having unfair tariffs. You know, maybe we shouldn't, maybe it would actually be good for Europe if America just stopped being their allies 100%, pulled out of NATO, pulled out of UN, ended all trade, or at least that's it. If you're tearing us 20%, we're going to tear off you 20%. You're hitting us 50, we're hitting you 50. If we stopped being their allies, maybe they'd have to depend on themselves, and it would make Europe better. I think Europe has depended on America to pay for too much of their shit, handle too much of their stuff, fix their problems for them, and I think it's made Europe weak. Poland's doing good, so are a couple other countries, but oof. I think maybe if we made Europe depend on itself, it might return to some of its former glory, and maybe find some free speech again, or things would get bad enough we weren't covering for Europe. Maybe we had some V for Vendetta happen, and then it would revert to good. I'm not sure Europe can fix itself, Sunbelt, or Sunrise in the West, without some possible refreshing of that Tree of Liberty, let's say. I'm not sure America has a reason to be allied with a lot of them anymore. It sucks. Basics, you know, Douglas Shatley, I just know there's some things on a, as the person on the camera, there's some things that can be in the chat that if I say as a tiny channel can cause issues. But I agree with you. C7, yep, Joshua, yep, that is the Law and Order case. Zen Crudifer, free speech for thee, but not for me. I'm advocating free speech for everybody to a point. But when you're on somebody's actual platform, that's a business, you do have to follow TOS if that's what you're referring to. And as for other countries, we can talk about, well, we should have free speech here, but we can also talk about how bad it, we can think it's bad that maybe UK arrested citizens for free speech, but we can't tell their government what to do. But that doesn't mean I think we should be allied with people that don't believe in free speech. So I'm not sure which way you're going with that, Zinkrufer. We should make a Discord. Thing is, Discord is the one thing I've never delved into. I really haven't. I will look into it. How's that? I think there's a lot of Discord right here. All right. How has Trump benefited the middle class? You're kidding. I don't have time to go into that because I do have to go. I'm actually 2 minutes over my time. Trump has benefited the middle class a lot. A lot more than, ready for some righties to get mad at me? A lot more than Ronald Reagan ever did. The man who made good speeches but did the opposite. The only good government, small government. And why did government grow bigger in Ronald Reagan than it had in the whole history of our country before that? Just saying. And he gave amnesty to illegals. All right. We get ready to hop out of here. I'm going to go right to the end of the chat, guys. I'm going to see the last couple comments. Mel Gillingham, church and state was in a letter, not in the Constitution. KLN, it prevents the government from establishing a government federal religion. Yes, states can actually have a religion. They can have a state religion. It's the federal government that cannot state we have a federal countrywide religion. Yes, you are right, Mel Gillingham. Nice job. Can you name me one ally American still has? It's too late in the chat, in the stream, to try to answer something that stupid, but okay. But maybe you're right. Maybe hey, Zen Krufer, fine. Then we should cut all dollars, all aid, get out of the UN, get out of NATO, keep doing that, and cut all help of any type to every country. And also, if they tariff our goods at 20 or 30%, we should tariff theirs at 20, 30%. Not the flaccid 5 to 8% Trump wants to tariff people when they're still tariffing us at triple. Just saying, if they're not our allies, why are we helping? I'm done. I'm done with them. All right. Once again, I'm trying to end on some good stuff, agree and disagree with me. All right, so Poland is a great ally. Yes, there you go, Joshua. Thank you for coming on in on it, bud. All right. By the way, guys, basically, I suck. Okay. Thanks, Ralph. And that's plenty fine. Okay. Zen Krufer. Okay, so yep, that's a comment or whatever. Once again, I love when the left can't discuss whether we disagree or not. KLN has disagreed with us. KLN has agreed with us, but KLN has come in good faith. Now to you lefties that can't, so sorry. And to my mods, nice job. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you haven't, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe whether you like me or not. Because, hey, at least we can challenge each other, guys. We should be able to talk, whether we agree or not. And guys, give yourselves in the chat a thumbs up. No joke. That's not a kiss up, because I don't do that. Because you guys have maintained conversations throughout this. I was looking. You guys are talking amongst yourselves. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. You had conversations among yourself. You gave me a lot to bounce off of. I like that. I like to talk and hear your opinions and see what's out there. You guys did great. I appreciate it very much. Even to you people we don't always agree with. You guys were putting stuff in there, giving us something to think about, something to look at, something to do, different idea. So give yourselves a thumbs up. Give yourself a pat in the back. And to my mods, thank you very much, guys. I do have to go. I got somewhere I must be at a certain time. Whether or not I'll be back on tonight, I can't tell you. If I do make it on tonight, look for a notification. I'll be in the den downstairs. We'll see how it goes. If not, it'll be tomorrow evening. Am I behind in the chat still? No, I'm not. By the way, Wiggly, hi. All right, I do gotta go. You guys are killing me. Every time I want to get out, I see it coming. I want back in. Nope. All right, I do have to go. Thank you, guys. I gotta load the dogs up. I gotta be somewhere. But yes, thank you. Talk to you later. Have a good night. Be safe. Be happy. And to quote Bill and Ted, be excellent. See ya. And another one. Hey, put this one in the comments afterwards. Who's this? Keep your stick on the ice. Ha! See ya.